It's morning.
Yes, and what a lovely morning. Good morning.
Good morning. We've talked the whole night through.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Roast. And I'm, of course, Sugar Chris. And as always, we have Mr. Sim with us.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Morning Roast.
And we have with us today a good friend, Mr. Erik Hodson.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Oh, it's going all right. It'd be a lot better if I wasn't catching hell in the chat by Mr. Solion and Pal Ryder. He said I was embarrassing myself in front of MySpace Tom. And he's completely right. I apologize, MySpace Tom. I should be better at this. I apologize for the lateness. I was late getting the link to Mr. Hodson and Sam, and then we had some technical issues.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything. Come to find out, it was my own stupid fault for not plugging in the headphone part to the microphone.
Souls as welcome to the Morning Roast, where it's not the mama, but the dreaded dinosaur man. Also featuring Genuine Comics American Bliss mailing list. Ain't it a lovely morning, Chris, Sim, Eric, and chat. Yeah, that's something actually I wanted to ask you about, was the whole American Bliss thing.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, what is your involvement in that?
I am the principal artist on the book.
Oh, so you're doing all the interiors then?
Yep.
Looks
like we may be doing somebody else for color, but it's some of my best work I'm putting out for line art. I'm trying to do a 90s style, and and I can share a couple of pages.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I didn't know if he was awake right now or not to reach out to him and have him on with us, and he could tell us more. But
I think it's like 2 a.m. right there.
Yeah, I figured it was probably late. Oh, come on now. Excuses every time. I said I was late with the links. I owned up to my fault.
I was partially.
Yeah, and for once you didn't blame Sim. Fuck.
Well, you didn't get in here until it started, so I mean.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to be here before it starts. Like what?
Yeah, you are. You're supposed to be here real early, Sim.
Yeah, when I do, you don't wake up.
Oh, let's see. Hey, there's Pops. He says, "Hey, I interviewed this guy live on Saturday."
Yeah, I finally got to meet Pops in the flesh. That was a fun time, and we had Grand Rapids Comic Con over the weekend. It was a pretty decent show. Hung out with my pal Sergeant Slaughter briefly on Sunday. So
I seen pictures from that. I seen like you were there. It seemed like all the Indie Vote people were there, like Varian and Krista and stuff.
Yeah, they were doing double duty, doing both Indie Volt and Liberty, and also running the Arrow Comics booth as well. Our dear friend Randy is still under on fighting COVID.
That's rough. Yeah, I asked for Krista how he was when she came on. I don't want to bother, him or his family or nothing by pestering and asking for the, how he is and stuff. But, wait, what's this say? Soul says, Sim, this roast is closed hunting season for you in honor of the Second Chance Nat campaign. Okay. All right. And then Pop says he got a copy of Spank #2 in God's Hand. Okay. So what's Spank?
Spank's one of Randy's books from the Arrow days.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, Chris, but the Second Chance campaign of Nat is live. That's why.
Oh, I see.
It went live on Saturday night.
Yeah, we'll have to do a special morning roast just for you, Sim. Oh, there's Marinus. Okay. I think I'm caught up. Yeah, so the American. Yeah, see, I wish I could have had him on, but yeah, you're right. It's probably late for him. But would you? Well, if you're the artist, then you would know at least the idea of the story and stuff. Then
Oh yeah. Well, basically, and I don't want to give too much away, but Father's Pride is mostly about. It's kind of a coming of age for American Bliss. She has to fill her father's shoes as the principal protector of America in the Genuine Comics universe, and that comes with some family trauma, some trouble, and some really cool, interesting villains coming up. It's all written by our good friend Michael Odin of Elysian Fields and the Embrace, and yeah, it's a fun book to work on. I'm really happy to be a part of the team.
Oh, okay. I know Michael Odin's getting around with his writing. That's another book I've seen. I've heard it was written by him. Well, yeah. So it's got that kind of like a passing of the torch from family, father to daughter.
Yeah. So we open up the story with her fighting one of the characters from Perfect 10. It was a pleasure. I get to draw Chernobyl, which was he's actually one of my favorite characters from the Perfect 10 comic. I'll share this line art here if you want to pop that up.
Okay.
So there's page one. Nice giant ball explosion going off in the middle of the city.
Nice. Yeah, making sure to start off with a bang.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. I'm trying to think if I ever got. Did I ever back Perfect 10? I don't think I ever did. I need to go and get like a catch-up tier for that one.
Well, you know what? Hopefully, we haven't discussed this, but hopefully there will be some sort of a catch-up tier that kind of goes along with all the other Genuine Comics crowdfunders.
Yeah, that would make sense to have a catch-up tier for all the universe stuff that connects.
At least Power Trip, because Power Trip came out with Perfect 10 number 2, I believe, and that's actually American Bliss's first appearance in a book. That's her first primary story.
Oh, so says, yeah, he saw Chernobyl in the cover. It was already sold, but the reasons to back this are piling on.
Yeah, no, it's a great little story. There's a human element to it. There's a lot of action, but there's also a lot of really good story elements in there. So you really get involved with what's going on psychologically with this character, what some of her issues between her family members and this new boyfriend that she's got, who's the same character from the Perfect 10 from the Power Trip issue. She meets him in Power Trip, and so at this point in time they're dating, and dating a superhero comes with all of the letdowns and sleepless nights that you could imagine it would come with.
Yeah, that was something I used to like about like the JSA, where you had the like older generation and then like the younger one. And they were kind of teaching them and passing the torch on, and you had like kind of like some family member issues and different things like that that would come up. I always thought that was kind of cool.
So here's another page. This is another page that shows Bliss in action here. This was another fun one to pull together. As well as doing like a 90s style and pulling from my anime and manga references, really trying to get a sense of speed and putting in the tone work and stuff where it helps out. So there's a lot going on in this one. Obviously, an explosion. She saves these 3 people from this building crashing down, but gives you an idea of kind of her power structure. She's really strong. She can fly. I don't know anything else outside of that, but if some other powers manifest, I'm sure Odin can't wait to write those.
Yeah, she's got.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this.
Yeah, this looks very good.
And I hate drawing cities, so this is one of the reasons why I'm excited about this project. Is forcing me to draw cities, which is something I always try to avoid. That's why Dinosaur Man happens a lot. Most of what happens in Dinosaur Man's out in the wilderness, so it's just mountains and scenery, more organic stuff that comes more natural to me. And like the city scenes from the Dinosaur Man book with the giant mega mega city. That really kind of pushed me. So I'm like, I need to do more of that.
It feels like the city would take longer to draw than like, just regular backdrops.
Oh yeah, there's so much more setup to it. You got to make sure the perspective is right, because if it's wrong, it sticks out like a sore thumb. And also making sure there's continuity. I try to make sure that you see the same or similar buildings panel to panel, so it looks like stuff's actually happening. Because a lot of artists will be, there's artists out there who'll be lazy and it'll just be like a generic city, or they took a photograph and put it through Adobe Illustrator to make it look like inked art and just like stick it on in the background. So I'm really trying to make sure that you feel like you're actually in there. You'll recognize a few buildings and stuff.
Yeah, I do like that kind of touch where it's like they're fighting in the city, and maybe they like in that first their panel there where she like there's like the building's kind of exploding, and then maybe in like another panel they're fighting again, and you see the same building with like a hole in it and stuff. Like I like that. I like that little touch. It shows that it shows the care that's being put into it.
Yeah, and those are things that I notice, and so if I can notice them, I don't want anybody else to notice them.
Oh yeah, this is good looking stuff.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think I remember talking with you at one of the cons and saying about how I was hoping to see you more in books.
Yeah, it's been a big thing of mine. It's like I've done the fan art thing for a while, and I still love wrestling and anime, and I love doing the fan art for that, but I don't want that to be the only thing I'm ever known for. So I'm really trying to build the Dinosaur Man IP up and get as much work in Comicsgate as possible doing books. So this is another feather in my cap, and I'm already looking forward to issue 2. I think we've got a 4 or a 5 issue story arc planned for Bliss. I don't remember exactly, but so it's this isn't a one and done. This is another multi-issue spanning story for the Genuine Comics universe.
Well, based on the mailing list there, she's a appealing looking character design wise. So I think it could be a hit.
I give props to my boss Dave there for Genuine. He's really good at designing really cool looking characters, and the females especially are fun to draw. One of the things that I'm excited about in doing this is I hope I get to do more work in his universe, because of all the people out there who are putting out really good content, he's the closest that's coming to building a universe, kind of like how we always recognize Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, the early Marvel universe. There's that. The only word I can think of is diversity of characters. There's just a ton of cool characters. It's not, some guys will do like 1 or 2 really cool ones, and then it's just we have this lame cast of supporting characters.
Yeah.
But his are, it's Marvel quality, like early Bronze, Silver Age style Marvel quality, that as far as the design and the backstory behind the characters. So it's an exciting universe to be a part of and being able to draw in.
Yeah, that is high praise. Let's see. Amanda B is with us. She said Perfect 10 is one of my favorites. Let's see. Trying to keep up with the chat here. Marinus says no backgrounds equals no buy for me. Glad you put some effort in there.
Yeah, with backgrounds it's tricky because you don't want to overload the viewer too with panels, and you got to make sure there's going to be word balloons popping over this. So I try to make sure that even though the scenery I'm doing has some continuity to it, that it's word balloon's not going to cover up something that might be important. I try to make sure that like key identifying markers of the buildings are, something that goes from panel to panel. But like the more boring stuff that's just a bunch of windows, you can put a word balloon there, but you don't want to overload with too much stuff going on in the background. So you want to simplify it, kind of like how in video games you have that level of detail. So if you zoom in on some like the characters in the background, I haven't flushed them out like I would have a very principal character.
Yeah, like the like the older wrestling games or something where you'd like kind of get to see like a little closer at like the fans in the background in the stands,
Yeah, just
and they
like
look awful.
yeah. Wait a minute. But that's something I've been doing in my work for a while, especially with the wrestling prints. Like the audience in the background is not as well drawn as the forefront characters because it's a background textural element, and but it helps to create that illusion of this is happening in a wrestling event, or this is a fight going on in the city.
We got Shook Earth with us. Hey, Shook, how you doing? Shook. Hey, Shook. Sorry, I had to bail out early on your Life is Strange live stream. I had to go I had to go talk with my mom and see how she was doing and things like that. And I didn't get to finish. I didn't get to fully watch all of it. Wait, what is this? Paris says the important question: why does Chris have a reoccurring dream of Mexican spanking him?
I think he meant why does Chris?
He must have already started on the alcoholic beverage.
Yeah, he's on the boozing already.
AMAO.
We're already starting with that nonsense. But yeah, like I like. Yeah, I do really like her design. It's nice. It's simple. She's a pretty lady, blonde hair. The costume is pretty. It's not like overly complicated.
No, it reminds me of the Shield.
Yeah, I can see that definitely.
Remember I think it came out in Archie Comics at first, then it became Crusade. I don't know, but yeah.
Shield, but with nice boobs.
Yeah, that's it. With a boob window.
Oh, there's going to be a cosplay.
There's I haven't seen anything from this yet. This is something that Odin's got going on behind the scenes, but he's found a cosplayer that's building the actual cosplay. I guess we're going to do a cosplay mini print, and I'm also lobbying to do maybe a couple of sketch cards that'll be randomly given to people who do the early sign-up stuff. So
that's a good idea.
Get in there, get your sign-ups. You might score a sketch card from me, and you'll definitely get that cosplayer print.
Do need to get Odin and Brink back on here one of these days. Let's see, Paul Rodrigues.
He's the principal artist on Perfect 10. So for international backers, they're going to get Pow's cover, and for domestic backers, they're going to get my cover. And I'm also lobbying for a third. I really want to do a retro style cover because I think the Silver Bronze Age flavor that Genuine Comics has. I think we need to do a homage to the Silver Bronze Age cover.
Yeah. With his universe the way it is, it feels like classic superhero stuff. I think old school covers would be nice.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do Ms. Marvel #1. That's the one I got my eye on for doing a homage cover. I think it gets a perfect layout. It works great with the characters that are involved in the book. Just a nice iconic image. All those old Silver Age and Bronze Age covers, they were just so iconic. They drew you into the story.
Mm-hmm.
I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah. If campaigns were doing more old school style covers, I would have a very hard time resisting.
That's my wheelhouse. So if anybody's out there and you want an old school cover, give me a ring. I would love to do like a Cyber Frog cover that looks like it came from the 50s, 1960s. Something like that would be really sweet.
Shook says Phantom Menace used Q-tips for the crowd scenes during the pod races. Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, you never know what some of that background stuff's going to be made from. I remember a behind the scenes that I watched about. I think it was Star Trek. It was one of the early Star Trek movies, one of the early Shatner films, and they were showing some of the models they used for the shuttlecraft in the background. Mm-hmm. It was literally like a little box with a couple of men's razors that were just glued to it for the nacelles, and it was all spray painted white. That's what they used for this little model in the background.
Well, I guess when you're tight on budget, whatever works.
Yeah.
So it says Pow Rocks. Nice. Let's see. Wait, what's he talking about? Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna move on. I don't know. Sometimes I can't keep up with the chat.
It can be difficult. On the Indie Volt stream, if the chat gets too overfull, we just kind of look for in context chats.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if we start getting, we can get super chats on there now, so those definitely get highlighted. But something to keep the flow going.
Yeah, I need Sim. I need to figure. I think that what's it called? StreamYard's team.
Yeah,
that's a new rollout.
I think from what I had heard, the way it works is like when I go to like make these streams and like Sim comes in, I can designate him as one of my other team member or something.
But
you can assign special jobs too.
It's account based, meaning you can on your account have like your team on it, and they can stream from your, what some of the guys would do from Pops or the other one, they would just have each other's codes like passwords so they can log on the other's account. So what they're doing right now, it's team. They're doing that simpler for you, so you can do it on your account. Go, Dreaded Dinosaur has access and can use my account to stream on this channel.
Yeah,
So instead of me paying for, me and you both paying for StreamYard, we could pay for one and use it for your channel and my channel. And we can.
That's true. See, I had heard somebody saying that it was like if when you get in like into a stream like this and people come in, I can designate like you as like a team member, and you can do everything except start and end streams. Or something like that was what I had heard. Something like that. I don't know. I might have to look into it. I haven't actually paid no attention to it.
And supposedly, OBS Streamlab did some big improvement lately. And I don't know. I need to check into it. Like Logan's using it. Like they have like technically like a StreamYard thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but free. I'll check into it.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Paris says, "Oh yeah, you definitely need to add me that." No. You're not getting access to my account. I don't know what degeneracy you do.
That's the problem. You do know.
No, that's true. Yeah, I would have an idea. I know the bare minimum of what he would do.
Then the world will know that he ain't lying about those Chris cams.
That's things I gotta deal with. Uh-oh. It's showing that my connection is unstable. Uh-oh.
So if something happens, don't worry.
Yeah, if I disappear, you'll know why.
And meanwhile, don't forget to sub, like, and share.
Did you see what he shared on the Morning Roast DMs?
You mean that nice picture of a cup?
Yeah.
With some coffee beans there? Well placed, I have to add.
Yeah, look at, where is it? There it is. Look at that. It's got the mug right on her butt. Oh, daggone it. Right there. I was trying to save it so I could put it as like the background.
Okay, so you're telling me you want me to do a T-shirt with it?
No. What? I said I was just gonna put it as the background for today and see how it looked.
Okay, mouse pad. Got it. I'm just kidding.
Oh my! So how's things going with the Dreaded Dinosaur, man? I seen, of course, the famous mural.
Yeah, no, the murals kicked me in the butt. It's like I need to get back to doing my regular series. I got a ton of comic work that's piled up on me. So for the next couple of months, it's Bliss and the British Bulldog book, which I'm also working on for Mess Bucket Comics. That's the follow-up to the Roddy Piper book. So I gotta hit my deadlines with those before I can even think of drawing any more Dreaded Dinosaur Man. But it's going. I'm still plotting. I'm plotting the comic that I want to do for a crowdfund. I just finished the line art for a retro themed cover for that too. Let's see if I can get it on here. I can bring that up in a minute. But yeah, we had a guest on Indie Volt who for what he does for all of his comics is he does what's called the Spirit cover. And the Spirit cover is your favorite character's book, the cover that came out when you were born. So I was born in 78. I was born in March. My favorite character, if I had to pin one down, would probably be Iron Man, old school Iron Man. So I looked up March 78 Iron Man cover and found out what that was. And that was a book I hadn't even seen. I haven't read that book yet. So I went ahead and got that. And so I'm doing a Spirit cover when I actually get to do my print Dreaded Dinosaur Man book. And here is here's what that cover will look like. So there's the inks for that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I
So
like it.
the Iron Man book, it was like the Incredible Enlarging Man or something. Like every time he got hit, he got bigger. But the layout was just perfect for what I'm doing for the Dinosaur Man book, and so.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting idea. The way to do that Spirit cover.
Yeah, I'd like to see more people doing it because I think he was definitely onto something there.
Yeah, that's a fun little gimmick.
So ask yourself this, what would be your Spirit cover, and go look for it.
Yeah, I might have to do that after the stream now. I'll be like, what do you see?
But yeah, hopefully I can get to that because I'm really excited to get that book done. But I've got to get the webtoon strip to a certain point because the book is kind of like the movie version of the daily series or so whatever series on webtoon. So I got to get the story to a certain point there, and then people can get into the book and it'll flow right into it and be one long cohesive story, stitching the two different storytelling platforms together.
Yeah, well, you never know. I've seen a lot of like TV shows and movies making stuff based off web comics.
Oh yeah.
So you never know. There could be like a Dreaded Dinosaur animation or something.
So want to do it. If I had the time, I could do little bits of animation because I want to do a little bit for like the trailer for the crowdfund. So I've been kind of storyboarding some of that out, but I would love to have like that's the dream for all of us, right? If you're not in this, to eventually, license your brand out and start making residual income off of it. What's the point? I mean, yeah, you can get the stories out of your system, so they're not bugging you, make a few people happy. But I really want to make something that's going to outlive myself. So that's that has to be the goal.
Yeah, you want to have like a legacy sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. That would be pretty sweet. But who knows? Maybe some of those big wigs will see the mural and they're like, "Hey, we could turn that into something."
There's a big corporation that put it up for me, so
that's true. Yeah.
Maybe it'll keep getting some legs. They just contacted me last week wanting some high reses from the webtoon because they want to do part of their print materials about their campaign. The whole campaign is called Beyond the Dash, and it's just highlighting people who do DoorDash, but highlighting what their passion is outside of work. And they picked me for the pilot program, so that's how we got the mural on a building in downtown Detroit, and it's massive.
Yeah, Mr. Fisk with us.
Hey,
Hello, Fisk. Hold on, what's that? As if Chris would ever wait until after the stream for shopping. Come on now. I have not looked at hardly anything since the stream started.
Yeah, I just happen to have that book next to me. So here's the.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah. What? I've seen that on Twitter. Somebody posted it.
I did a whole thread on it, and not a whole lot of people chimed in to discuss it, which was kind of disappointing. It's hard to get those threads going and where people are actually engaging.
Yeah. Let's see. Mr. Fisk says to Sim, backed and funded your campaign.
Hell yeah, thank you. I just saw him post on Twitter, and I just thank you. Thank you so much, bro.
We
Yeah,
gotta get you. We gotta get you back on Indie Vault so you can push your second chance around there too.
Yep. I just didn't want to do like a big launch stream because it's a second chance campaign. I didn't want to treat it like it was a new campaign. I just wanted it open and live while people were getting their book,
like a marketplace.
Yeah.
Just for people. Yeah.
While people are getting their book and talking about it, I'm like, might as well have it up there for those people that usually wait for that last minute that may have missed out or something, or the people that like to jump in when it's fulfilling. So I'm like, that as soon as the campaign closes, not going in demand that one, and I'm fulfilling.
Awesome.
Mr. Fist says, "Sweet, Eric rocks."
Thanks, Chris. I do in fact rock. I had a speaking of rock, I had a wonderful surprise over Grand Rapids weekend. So one of my best friends, his name's Matt. He's a big comic art collector, and so we also have a love of music, rock music. So he went to a festival, Louder Than Life, and he says, "I got something for you. I got something for you, and I'm going to bring it." And so I'm thinking, like, well, he did this whole bourbon tour, so maybe he's bringing me a bottle of bourbon. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. I really want to try Angel's Envy. And now he shows up with this, flat cardboard folded, and it's a signed Sabaton poster.
Nice.
The whole band.
Wow.
My favorite band.
I fucking love Sabaton.
Oh my gosh. I about to tear up. I was like, dude, if I didn't think it'd embarrass you, I'd just grab you over the table and hug you. This is awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty wicked.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to that Louder Than Life tour. They always have a lot of good bands there.
Those festivals, man, it's standing room out in a field for days. And that's something I couldn't do. I did get to see them here in Detroit. They were here. I flew back early from Salt Lake City, just so the following day, Monday, I could go to the Sabaton concert here, and that was an awesome show. They put on a great show. But so now I've got an autograph poster that I get to frame and hang up next to my autographed Iron Maiden album in my other room.
That's badass.
Very cool.
Red Gaze is with us. He says,
Hey,
"What up?"
Red Gaze.
Hello, Gaze. How are you?
We were just chatting back and forth on Twitter yesterday about making your own food.
Ooh. Yeah, that's always nice. Homemade food is pretty good. It's good
Well,
stuff.
with the supply shortages and with things going the way they are economically, we kind of need to go local as much as possible.
Yeah.
Support each other as a community, like people who are producing food, go buy from them, go eat it. Yeah, ever since the pandemic, I've stopped eating at franchises as much as possible. Trying to find local places in every town that I visit, make sure that it's, someplace just for that area. So that's where I'm spending my money.
Yeah, I try to support like smaller, mom and pop shops and things like that, and buy like locally grown kind of stuff. Like the local farmers or the Amish.
Yeah, totally. Like, and there's so much you can learn off YouTube. I was watching Saturday evening. I was just chilling, watching some YouTube videos, and how to make your own butter comes up. So I'm like, you know what? Screw those Land O'Lakes racists taking the Indian and keeping the land. I'm going to make my own damn butter.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can do it, then why not? Oh, come on now, Red. Oh, that was you. Cool. Oh, Lordy. Mr. says, "Oh, yeah, buy local." Let's see.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that, towns or cities have lost. It's support their own creative, their own, pops and, moms and pop stores, restaurants, foods, then they all go to the supermarket. But, it's like saying, if you go to the fast food, it's like going to your pusher because they cut your food with chemicals.
Oh, gosh. I got your corporate media bread here.
Yeah.
It's 50% sawdust, and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, it's 30% cheaper than if you buy at mom and pops, but there's 30% less food and then 30% more chemicals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, all of the recipes I've been looking up, not single one of them call for a monosodium glutamate or hydrogenized whatever the hell,
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad though that there isn't a lot of mom and pop places in a lot of places to support. There's some places that don't really have them anymore. They've all been kind of forced out either
Yeah.
by the big corporations or by this whole
COVID.
Yeah,
shutdown and everything.
funny how your local shop had to close down due to the pandemic, but it was safe to go to Costco and Walmart.
Yeah. Walmart was completely fine.
You know what was the stupidest thing was witnessing one thing. Remember when this entire COVID thing started and they go, "Oh, the main problem is Amazon." But they never closed Amazon. They closed everything else though.
Yeah.
It's like the main factor for spreading COVID was put on Amazon a long time ago because they had their factory. The factory was infected and they were shipping stuff everywhere. So that was the first thing they should have shut down, is shutting down those international import, export type of thing and concentrate on the mom and pop store. But they did the other way around. Ain't it weird? Mom and pops did nothing to you.
It says most American food is full of poisonous chemicals. The FDA has betrayed us. Buy local or grow it / kill it / cook it yourself.
Dude,
absolutely.
It's even coming out that it's worse than Ramsey said. You know, the guy with the purple goo at McDonald's. It's even worse than that. There's
The guy with the purple.
no, the pink. I think his name was Ramsey. Doug Ramsey. He was a cook that was going after McDonald's because they were replacing a lot of their stuff with a pink.
The pink slime.
Yeah, the pink slime thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Gordon Ramsay yells at everybody.
Bill Ryder saying, "No, Sim, they shouldn't have shut down anything." I agree, but the thing is, on a pandemic, if it was actually a threat, if it was an actual big thing as they said it would, they would have done that first. That's my point.
Oh, Johnny Cage is here. He says, "Them viruses flying first class everywhere."
Yeah. And for some kind of reason, they know if you're sitting down or sitting down or standing up. It's weird.
Yeah, I have to say, wearing a mask and walking into a restaurant, getting to remove it when I sit down is the dumbest thing I've ever been forced to do.
Right?
I was in
Not just in restaurant, dude. They do that in school.
I was in a bar and I got up to go use the bathroom. It's like, "Oh, you need to put your mask on here." And I literally what if I walk like this? Is that okay?
Yeah.
And she just rolled her eyes like with that whole, "This is what I'm told to do. I don't want to lose my job, please."
Yeah, everybody's the same. Yeah.
Yeah, like my niece has told me about some of the stupid stuff that goes on there at her school and stuff, about how they don't really enforce anything except like the masks and stuff. So or they don't even really follow that either. If I remember right. Like they make you set separate and everything at like the lunch tables and stuff and all this stuff, but then like in the hallways you're crammed shoulder to shoulder up against each other and you're still talking and stuff like that with like everything in the classrooms. But like it's so dumb, like how they got it set up.
Another example of how it's more about economic control or shift than actual virus, right? It's everything was doing better until they realized that not all businesses went down because the internet businesses were still thriving. So for the last 2 years, they almost it went up like 1/3 of the price. I wouldn't say double, but it's not that far shipping. Like before, I could ship something between $12 to $18 to the US. That's max 22. Now it's 28. Like, what the?
It's okay. It says the virus is fucking raw. Yeah, it's just like Gordon Ramsay, where he goes in, he's like yelling at people, and he tells them, "Shut this restaurant down! Shut it all down! Get the customers out of here! You're gonna kill somebody." Mr. Fist says these shutdowns were deliberate economic sabotage to redistribute wealth away from people and into oligarchic corporations. This is an act of war. We're getting heavy on this stream. What's Red saying? He says, "Hey Johnny, not getting the same hate here we got from Mariners yesterday. Chris has made a safe space for us." What?
What happened yesterday?
Oh, I missed that Marinus stream.
Mm.
So I got to go watch it later.
And
Um,
it's fun playing with him. Good work.
Marinus is so bossy. Though.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
just
but
bosses me around all the time.
yeah, but you have to tell him, oh, shut up. I like the fact that the banter goes both ways with him. It's really fun. I know, but it makes it fun to play. Somebody's bossy, you're like, stop being bossy.
Oh, Eric.
Yeah.
American Bliss. Do you know how many pages it's going to be?
It's a 25-page story.
Okay.
Yep. So it's not a huge graphic novel. It's a regular standard comic book.
Okay. Do you guys have you guys figured out like maybe a price yet?
No, those discussions have not happened yet. I'm not really involved with that. It's pretty much all on Dave and Michael. So
Yeah,
I'm
makes
sure,
sense.
I'm sure it's going to be analogous to what the Perfect 10 was. I do know we're doing stateside fulfillment. So he's going to be Dave's going to be fulfilling international orders, and Michael's going to be doing the fulfillment for the domestic orders. So.
Okay. Well, that seems like a good idea. It might be able to help with the shipping costs.
Yeah, I still think there's got to be a way that we can work with printers in countries of origin so that we can avoid these massive shipping costs. I just don't know how to go about putting the logistics there to get it done. But it seems like there should be an on-demand comic book printing company fulfillment center in Australia that would be willing to participate with creators here in the States or wherever, so we can do localized productions.
Let's see. Oh, we got Mike Jimmy. Hello, sir. How are you doing this morning? Oh, he says he's getting around doing his thing, the usual. He said Germany is safe again as he crossed the border again. Mr. Fisk says YouTube just suspended the Rittenhouse streams for policy violations.
What?
The Rittenhouse streams?
The court stream?
I guess it's against their policy for anybody to know what's going on.
It's not going the way they would like, so it's kind of like, nah, nobody can see we're losing.
Oh, my. Oh, yeah, the kid who defended himself, guy. Let's see. Oh, Jimmy says he had a vacation last week to Germany. Oh, wow. Nice. Did you meet Soul? That's what I plan on doing. I plan on going to Germany one day, meeting Soul.
Isn't that the only reason to visit Germany?
There are plenty of reasons to visit Germany.
Food, beer,
Yeah.
Food? Beer? Okay, yeah.
history tour.
Yeah, I want to go for the history and some of the architecture.
I am hoping that Japan will open up soon because we were originally planning our 20th anniversary wedding trip to Japan in 2023. So hopefully it'll open up in time, but I'm not going to cross my fingers.
That would be cool. That would be something to go to Japan.
Yeah, I want to go for like 2 weeks. And I had a friend of mine saying that they are, if you go now, you're required to spend an extra 14 days in quarantine before you leave, and when you get back, something along those lines. And I believe he said that the Japanese government was even paying for that in some instances. So who knows? Maybe they're known for the government being actively involved in tourism campaigns, because tourism is huge industry for Japan. Like that's where most of their GDP money comes from, is tourism.
Well, I mean, Japan would be quite the experience because seems like such a different place.
Oh yeah,
to go to and stuff.
I just want to be somewhere where there's not garbage all over the street.
Yeah.
Living here in Detroit, it's like little spots of landfills wherever you want them.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. I'm sure the difference between Detroit and Japan is probably staggering.
Yeah, worlds apart.
Fist says Germany is a beautiful country. His ex lives in Cologne, and the pics she used to post on social media were amazing. Oh, Meredith says he's been to Japan twice. He says it was the best vacation ever.
Jelly. So
I've been
jelly.
wanting to go there too.
No, Fist says he lived in Tokyo when he worked for Ubisoft. Ugh,
Sweet.
Ubisoft, gross. Loved it there. Meredith was there buying tentacle furniture for the dungeon. He was building his hentai section, I guess, for the dungeon. Oh, Lord. What, Pale Rider? What did you get banned from Germany for? Let's see. All right. But yeah, I might. I hope he does do a catch up tier on with American Bliss. I hope he does do that because then I'll probably get in on it, so I can get caught up on the universe. Yeah, the universe he's built, Mr. Brink's building is one that I've been kind of interested in, but I haven't backed it yet. There's been a couple like that where I either forget or I'm just like I'm not sure, and then I never back because it's like, oh, I gotta, because I've set up I'm only allowed, like I've told myself, like maybe 2 backings a month. I've forced myself a limit.
You got to do it. You got to do it. I mean, I'm really selective about what I back. I would love to back everybody's campaign, but I just simply have no.
Trust me, I understand you
room for that
guys
many books.
perfectly. I pay double your price. So when I want a book, I really want it when I pay $50 to $60 to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a lot of money.
That's the thing is I really want that book if I pay $25 for the book or $20 and plus $25 shipping, and that's US. I'm Canadian, so that goes up. 50 goes up to 60, 67 or something, 65.
Canadian mail sob story.
Nah, shut up. It's the same for you in Germany when you order books.
So it's like, what? Here we go. Obligatory sim sob story.
I didn't say Canada. I said international.
What's Johnny Cage saying here? He says, by the way, Chris, the Bonds closeout stream got more than enough backers for your second life story. That was not the deal, Johnny Cage. You are making up things.
No, but we did say that if I was launching my campaign during the weekend and I was coming on the show and it was fully funded and I had like more than 2 backers, you would. I have 4 backers.
No, I didn't.
I'm funded and I have 4 backers.
I didn't say any of this. You said that. You want to tell them a life story? I didn't say nothing.
I ain't doing shit.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Nobody tell me nothing. Let's see. Fist says he wants to fill his spinner rack with all the badass indie comics he's back this year. I need to get one. I need to get me a spinner rack. I don't own one. Maybe you could probably get them online. I guess that's
if you go to like Displays to Go, they have a model. I think that's the one people are getting. It's not quite comic size. It's a little oversized. The Hey Kids comics ones, those vintage ones, those are expensive if you can find one in the wild.
Johnny Cage saying, are you calling me a liar? You watch your mouth, boy.
Boy, I'm older than you, Johnny. Call me a boy.
You say, sir. You watch your mouth, sir.
That's right. I'm a grown-ass man. Let's see. Soul says, to be fair, it does stink here too, but I'm not getting my books delivered by Mountie.
Dude, if I was using Mountie to deliver my book, everybody would get their book in perfect condition. But Mounties don't exist anymore, really. Sadly.
Oh, Tampa shared out the show. Thank you, Tampa. If you're in the if you're in the chat anywhere. I appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, what else did we need to go over?
So Chris Fitz is saying, if you guys are looking for a spinner rack, check out Display to Go.
Oh, okay. He says displays to go is where he got his. Amazon spinner rack offerings suck.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe one day I'll find one in the wild. No, I can't do that. I can't do what I always do, and I'm like, oh well, I'll just wait and find it.
Fair enough, Soul.
Oh, Shook has to go. He says he's got some editing to do. Peace out, everyone. Have a good stream. Thanks, Shook.
Later.
Yeah,
Take it easy.
Hopefully we'll have you on when your book is ready to go, and we can talk about what you're doing. Let's see, and then let me bring up Mr. All right, so what about the British Bulldog book you were saying? The sequel to Rowdy
Piper.
Yeah. So
You're
yeah,
doing the
really,
British Bulldog?
Yep. Yeah, the second book in the series. We're basically kind of doing
I freaking love them.
a Avengers style, coming together team book. So Roddy Piper is the first one. So that's the first part of the story. Second part of the story is the British Bulldog book, where we learn a little bit more of what's going on as far as like the interdimensional villains, the stable that's operating and trying to get all these relics together to create this weird alien universe. And so the heroes involved are all wrestlers. And so the second hero to join the team is the British Bulldog. Got a great script written by Don Riggio, and working with Davey Boy's daughter primarily. She's handling all the approvals and stuff. So we're working with her directly on this. And yeah, there's when we get ready to launch the sign up campaign, I'm probably going to be doing some sketch things there for incentives to get some signups. So another random drawing for maybe a couple of sketch cards or something. And there will be opportunities to have your face, I believe, drawn in the book as well. We have a really nice pub scene. There's some things going on there with Greatest Wrestling Collection, which is a really cool cat who has collected so much stuff from wrestling over. Like he's got the robe Ric Flair wore on that infamous plane from hell.
Wow.
The original Undertaker hat. Just tons of cool stuff. So that community is going to be involved as well. And so really looking forward to getting this one done. I'm 3 or 4 pages into it right now. It's a pretty good script. And then hopefully we'll roll right into the next book as well. And looking forward to having like this whole cohesive story come together. So it's a big long-term project for all of these different books. Yeah, check out Mess Bucket Comics. Follow them on Twitter and Instagram. We're doing statues through that too. So we did a Davey Boy Smith statue. You can see the preliminary images for that on the Instagram and the Twitter, I think. Oh, and the Facebook page. Just look for Mess MESS Bucket, and you'll find it all over there. But yeah, so I got a lot of work with some cool publishers, some cool indie publishers, and of course I got my own IP. So a lot of things going on here.
Yeah, you're definitely keeping busy. So can you say who else is going to be on the wrestling team?
Well, Mick Foley is involved.
Oh,
so we've got some of the things in the works that we don't have pinned to paper yet. But yeah, Mick was introduced in the Roddy Piper comic. So that's kind of like a lot of people forgot it there. You read it, haven't you? You got one, didn't you?
yeah, I got one.
Yeah. So you know that. And so yeah, I think the final chapter will probably focus on Mick.
Sweet. Yeah, I've seen. Was it you? Yeah. It was. It was him in the book, holding the books. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, they're all talking. Let's see. Davey Boy Sith.
Okay, I'm just curious about one thing.
It's me, Austin.
I'm curious. Red, are you still in the chat?
I don't know. Let's see.
Something just came in by the mail.
Did I hear Chris getting sassy with Johnny? Johnny Cage was right not to trust the safe space. Shame on you, Chris, in front of my space dog. I'll get sassy with whoever I want.
This just came in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
Sup, bro? Got your package. Opening it right now.
Ooh, purple envelope.
Let's see. Mr. Fisk wants to know, will Bret Hart join the team? He's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
We are in talks with Bret Hart, but that's another one of those things where I can't really talk about what's going on.
Jay Cade says, I heard Bret screwed Bret though. Oh, we're getting controversial now. Let's see. Oh, Living Snows.
Oh, look at that Sunsworn box. That's
Yep.
pretty sweet.
Got banged a little bit, but it's still in good shape. Looks great. Oh, continue to open it.
Oh gosh dang it.
What?
Yeah, I feel bad. I've got a whole stack of stuff that came in the mail sitting over here that I haven't had time to open it because I want to open it and appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So it just sits over there in a giant stack.
Well, you're always quite busy having to go to different cons and whatnot, and then also drawing.
I'll be at Steel City again this December, so I don't know if you're coming up for the December.
Oh
show.
yeah, I'll be there.
Looking forward to that. I'm going to be working on a John Bradshaw Layfield because he's going to be one of the special wrestling guests.
Nice.
I'll have a Bradshaw piece for that one.
Yeah, who else is gonna be there? Kane? Is Kane gonna be there?
He's been there recently. I don't know if he's going to be there.
I remember Dustin. I remember Dustin Rhodes. Who else was it? I can't remember. I remember Corey Taylor from Slipknot's going to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you want to do that, you've got to buy the Corey. If you want to get something autographed, buy the meet and greet 3-day pass for him because the show got overwhelmed with Robert England, and so the only people who a lot of people bought wanted to get a signature from Robert, but there just wasn't enough time to get all the people done. So the only people who guaranteed got the VIP.
Yeah,
so,
there was a lot of very angry people with that Robert England thing.
And he's going to be coming back in April to make it up to them. I'm one of those. I got a good friend of mine who wanted to get a glove signed, and me being me, that wasn't enough to get Sway to actually get in line to get something signed.
Yeah.
They took care of the VIP people first, and there was just so many of them that it kind of overwhelmed things. So definitely, if you want it, get that VIP.
Because I know my brother. He waited in line for hours, and nobody said nothing or anything. And then, like, as soon as he got done the VIPs, he was done. And he quit, and they were like, "Okay, we're done." It's like, wait, what? They were like, he's like, what? Why didn't anybody let us know what was going on? We just waited in line for hours.
Yeah, so we got Dustin, Bradshaw, and Kane. Yeah, you're right. And all three of those. 3 big heavy hitters.
I think my brother's looking forward to Kane.
Kane is such a sweetheart. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, he always seemed like such a nice fella. So that'll be. I every time I'm like, well, maybe I'll go meet some of these people, and I'm like, I'm just not motivated. I'd rather spend my time walking around the floor and talking to creators.
You're not motivated, or are you intimidated?
Oh, well, Kate is a big man. No, it's just even with like the other celebrities, I'm just like, yeah, but do I really need to?
Those 3 are all big men. Like Dustin and I are friends, and he's friendly with me when I'm around.
Mm-hmm.
And so the last show that I was at, I think it was Squared Circle Expo in Indianapolis, and I was talking to somebody, and he noticed I was there. He came up behind me and just slapped his hands on my shoulders. And I'm not a tiny guy. I'm 6'3", 220. That guy could just move me wherever he wanted. There was no way I was doing anything about it.
Is this the end?
Yeah, because he's like 6'6", 6'7". So Yeah, he towers over me, which is funny because a lot of wrestlers that I meet are like shorter than I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's yeah. Who was some of the people I met that were pretty wild? I can't remember now. I've met Mick. I've met Mick Foley. I
Nick
remember
is
meeting
just a
him.
charmer. He's a
Yeah,
sweet.
he was. I met him
He's
when
a big cuddly teddy bear.
I met him when I was small, like a small young man, when I was still like in like middle school or something. And he was super nice to me and my brother and everything because he was. It was at like one of those amusement parks like King's Dominion or something. They were doing like a what do they call them, house shows or whatever.
Mhm.
It was he was there. I think Kane and Undertaker were there and everything. And Mick was just walking around the ground, you know, and he was sitting at a bench, and I was like, because Mick was like my favorite wrestler, you know. My brother's was The Rock, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, Mankind, he's so great. So I went up and I managed to get. He took a picture with us and signed our book, his biography.
Nice.
Yeah, my brother has that one.
That's cool.
Yeah, and we took a picture and stuff. And then later down maybe a few years ago, my brother took him and my niece down and met him again and got another picture and showed him the book and everything. So I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, I was privileged to. I did the Undertaker piece, and Mick saw it at a signing that he was brought in for up in Poughkeepsie, New York, or whatever. And I get a call from the manager of the guy because he knew me, he had my number, and he's like, "Is it okay if Mick Foley calls you?" Like, okay.
You think I want to say no?
And then I get a text with a picture of Mick holding up the Undertaker piece and Mick smiling deviously. And then he calls me like maybe 20 minutes later. So I'm at this retreat camp with my daughter for it's like a Christian teen camp in the middle of the mountains, Smoky Mountains. And so I'm in the bunkhouse and I'm talking to Mick Foley and we're talking business. And so I ended up doing his Hell in the Cell 30th anniversary tour posters. And I did his stand-up book tour poster previously. So I think I'll be doing an update for that as well because he's coming up on another anniversary date for, I think, the book. So yeah, so I haven't gotten used to these guys who I watched when I was younger, knowing who I am and calling me by name, recognizing me in public, that type of thing.
Yeah.
It hasn't. I haven't gotten used to that yet. It's still. I'm quite privileged.
Yeah, I mean, it's you see them as like these giants, so to speak, and they're just normal people.
Oh, absolutely. Some of the most down to earth people too. Some crazies, but some down to earth people too. Like I was down in Jacksonville, Florida for a small wrestling show, and Thunder Rosa was there. So I took the piece that I have Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker fighting. I was like, I'll go over, give her one, see if maybe she'll sign one for me. She completely stole my thunder because once she saw me holding it, I was like, hey, I introduced myself as the guy who drew this. He's like, so she just like flipped out. She's like, I was hoping I'd get to meet you someday. Can I get a picture with you? Can you sign one for me? I'm like, wait a minute, that was my line.
Wait. Well, I'm supposed to be the fan here.
Yeah, and she's tiny. Like she's like underneath my arm, tiny. I'm like, I feel like I gotta hunch down. But the camera adds 10 feet. They all look like colossuses up there in the ring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are a small fella. Let me see here. This says, "Hell yeah, the purple package from Blood Bond Books." Let's see. Fist says it's killing him to wait on the printers getting him his custom boxes for his book shipping. Yeah, Fisk was inspired by Red Gaze's fancy boxes. So now he's got to do one too.
I think we all have to do fancy boxes at some point. That's become the thing now.
Wait, what? Chris is a bitch. Whoa, what? What did I do? Missed the opportunity to have a conversation with Orange Cassidy. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was there that one other time.
Here's the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker piece in case your audience hasn't seen this one. Greatest women's match of all time, I think. Still.
There, I'll get full screen so they can see it better. Yeah. I've seen these pieces because you have them always hung up on your walls there when you do the cons.
Yeah, these are fun to put together. And the ones I like the most are the ones that actually have a call to a previous match. Sometimes I'll design these pieces just for one single wrestler. But when I can do something for like a match that's really stuck with me, like this one here, which was last March. We were in the middle of the beginnings of the pandemic. This was their St. Patrick's Day match, and with the crimson mask, and those women put themselves through hell, and it was just one of those things as a wrestling fan. It's like, yeah, that's in their ranking. They're tough to beat that match.
Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna sit down and watch some of that AEW.
You're not watching AEW? Oh man, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing a disservice to your audience.
Yeah, I think I've
not a complete
only
person.
I feel like I need to watch it because that Britt Baker, I've seen her now a couple times down at Steel City. She's always seemed pretty nice and everything, and I'm like, I should probably. I've seen only like clips.
Britt is one classy woman. Outside of the ring, she is classy. Inside of the ring, she is a monster.
That's how a lot of them are, though.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mr. Fist says he bumped into Sheamus and his entourage at an E3 one year and felt like a dwarf next to him, and he's 6 foot. And he says Piper, Undertaker, The Sheik, and Hitman were his favorite wrestlers. Oh, Sheiky baby. God, I love the Sheiky baby. Put him in camel clutch. Make him humble. I don't want to talk to Mick Foley. I want to talk to Dude Love.
He'll sign all of his personas too. If you like the piece that I did that's got the 3 faces of Foley on it, he'll always sign that one. Cactus Jack, Dude Love, Mankind. Yeah.
So Chris, you pissed off Johnny Cage again.
Why?
He says, First you came with the Sasuke slander. Now you tell me you don't watch AEW?
You didn't even say his name right. It's Sasuke.
Sasuke. I don't even care. So.
Yeah, the last part of that sentence is the important one. Come on.
I'll get around to watching it.
I don't like Naruto. Is that Naruto, right?
Yeah, that was the Naruto thing.
Yeah, I can't stand that stuff.
Yeah, well, look at that, Johnny. He just slandered the whole Naruto thing, not just Sasuke.
I don't like it. My kid does.
Ryan says, Chris, AEW is the best wrestling show on the planet right now.
Does that say the fact that I don't like Naruto that I bought the collection for my kid? Because he likes it.
Well, that's just being a dad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Bunch of wrestling nerds in here.
Well, let's switch over to Weeb since we're talking about Naruto.
And Johnny Cage says to think they had that match on free TV.
Yeah, that's something. It's they deliver content for the people, not just to certify their pay-per-views, which that just means their pay-per-views are even higher. Since I was at a show, I didn't get to watch Full Gear, so I'm looking forward to watching it on the what do you call it, the DVR thing, and get caught up with it. But I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Where do you go to watch AEW?
Fight TV.
Fight TV?
Yep, they do.
Is that like an online site or something?
Yeah, online pay-per-view.
Huh. Okay. I'll have to check it out then. Maybe I'll watch some.
A good friend of mine, he will do like a stream together, and we'll all kind of watch it as a group.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that'd be fun to do that with people. Like, have like a group Watching. Glow Wrestling was the best wrestling there ever was. I've never got to. I remember. Do I remember clips of Glow? Yeah, I do. But I can't remember the whole stuff. I remember though, thinking it was funny.
Pale Rider needs to see a Tay Conti match. She definitely looks good on screen.
Johnny Cage says, I gotta say, Marinus, the whole inner circle thing got old for me already. Didn't like it. Inner circle thing. That must be a pay-per-view for the.
No, it's Jericho's faction.
Oh,
Chris Jericho's wrestling faction, his own NWO.
What was that? I've seen he was he wearing like face paint or something?
He's got different personas. He'll do his Painmaker persona every once in a while. He'll bring that out and have face paint on.
Okay. I was like, what is this? Is he Sting now? I haven't kept up with wrestling in so long. I just remember Y2J. That's what I remember about Jericho. I like my old wrestling. The Bushwhackers.
At Double or Nothing, the very first Double or Nothing, when Chris debuted for AEW, he came out to every single one of his old introductions. It was great. Like they would do like a few seconds of every single one, and somehow or another in the dark he was doing a costume change. So like the lights would come on, the Y2J countdown sound would come on, and then you'd see him doing this with the jacket on.
Mm-hmm.
And then the lights would go out again, and then the next one would come up, and he'd be in a different costume change.
Wow!
Building up to his current persona. And so it was. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. He's my GOAT, definitely.
Yeah, I will say that it is impressive, how he's still going and still doing well. He's still putting on high quality work. Let's see. So he says, no, Sting is Sting now. Him and his son Darby. Who's Darby?
Darby Allin is an impressive kid. He's great in the ring. He's a tiny guy. He's got this goth skater dude thing going on. But they teamed him up with Sting as like Sting is Darby's mentor for the storyline. Okay. There's a faction out there of fans that are trying to say he's Sting's son. I don't know where that came from. It's hilarious.
Pale Rider's going to stick to his oil wrestling strippers. There you go. There we go. Well, that's a wrestling we all can enjoy. Johnny says, Tay Conti does have a marketable ass. That's what we Brazilians are for. Alrighty then. I'll have to do some research later. Let's see. It says, well, if Johnny's giving her praise, I'll have to look around. Oh, Lord. MJF and Darby was his favorite, I guess, in the pay-per-view or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're doing a build-up to MJF and Darby. MJF is one of those guys who this is a warning for anybody out there. If you get a chance to meet MJF, he is always in kayfabe. He's always in character. He will treat you like garbage. That's his.
I like that.
Character. He never breaks character except when he's eating. That's pretty much what I've been told.
I like
that the first Full Gear, they did a signature sale at half price, and he literally looked at the sheet. He's like, "I know you got this for half price. I'm just signing half my name. Here you go." BLTCH. Other people, another person come up and he's like, to whore MJF here. He's flipped off a 12-year-old kid before at a meet and greet. I mean, he's always in kayfabe. Now there's this hilarious back and forth where his parents are getting involved. They say they hate him. He's hating on his parents. It's just it's a spectacle.
Wow. Yeah, I like that. I like that. When they stay in kayfabe, even outside of it. I wish kayfabe would have never died. What was that Orange Cassidy when he was at that Steel City?
Yeah, he's always in it too.
I was like, oh, this is great. I love it. And my mom was so upset with him. She was like, "That's he's being mean." I was like, "Mom, it's kayfabe. It's his character. That's what he do." Oh, I know, but he's still being mean. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Mom."
Yeah, it used to
You're
be. It
supposed
used
to
to
be
be a
like
regular
that.
thing back in the days. WWE. Like you would wait for them after the show. Like I remember, like the forum here. You'd wait for them after, and they still be in character when they come out. They won't pick fight. Like they're not at each other's throat, but they're still in character, which I think was amazing.
Yeah, like the heels not riding with the faces and everything back in the day and stuff. Like, that's so cool. I like that. I do. I really like that. Let's see. There's people up here. Johnny Cage says Darby is his favorite. Then we are MJF's parents, and we think he sucks too. Marina says Pac is his favorite wrestler. He is so good. Now, I don't know any of these people.
Yep.
There's a wrestling nerds in the chat too.
JK says it's not hard for Cassidy to stay in kayfabe. All he has to do is nothing. Oh Lord. Oh gosh, Pale Rider put a pic of Tay Conti in the morning roast chat. Oh Lord, what did General CC send to me? Oh, okay. Oh, that's who she is. All right.
Who, Taikanti? Yeah, she's cute.
JK says Pac deserves better booking in his opinion. And then 24 Eyes is here. Yeah, I haven't. I just know old wrestling, like 80s and like 90s and stuff. Like I don't know a lot of the newer stuff. All right. But let's see, we're good. And so yeah, we've went over Dreaded Dinosaur.
Sounds like Sugar Chris is like, I'm saving that pic for later.
Save as.
Yep, that's another way of shopping.
All right, so we went over Dreaded Dinosaur. We went over American Bliss, and we hit the British Bulldog stuff.
And we got a backing during the stream, and you never put Sugar up.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you? Well, you don't count.
Okay, fair enough.
You're not the guest.
Fair enough.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, well, I think we can wrap this up before we keep going with all this wrestling talk.
But I'm starting to think that we should probably reach out to some of those stars and try and get them on the show.
What?
Get some get a wrestling segment on. We get some wrestling star once a week or something.
Those wrestlers ain't gonna come on here.
Yeah, they would.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, we're gonna wrap this one up. Mr. Sam, your final words.
Don't forget to sub, like, and share, and go check out the Second Chance campaign for Telstar and Adverse with a V2 updated version of the trailer video.
All right. And Mr. Eric.
Yeah, I guess I'll wrap up with saying, please, support my stuff. Follow me at Dreaded Dinosaur on all the different things. And I'm doing a holiday sale. So for anybody who's, clearly there's wrestling fans in the comments there. So I'm doing a holiday sale. It's a random offering of 10 prints, 10 of my wrestling prints in a box set. I sent you the screen there to share, if you don't mind.
Oh, right there. Okay.
Yeah, so you get 10. It's limited to 25 boxes only. You can go to my website, erikhodson.com, click buy prints. It'll take you right there. So it's StarCast exclusives. It's my AEW stuff. It's my WWE stuff, just kind of mixed together. And one lucky person into the 25 is going to get a Mick Foley autographed print. And it's kind of a random thank you throw in there for all the support that wrestling fans have given me, support for my work. So yeah, check out my website, erikhodson.com. That's ERIKHODSON. click buy prints and grab one of these before they're gone. I've had 2 sales since I launched it just before the stream, so there's 23 left.
Oh, nice. So there
Thank
you go. Yeah, and as for myself, I just want to say thanks everybody for tuning in and joining us, and thanks Eric for putting up with us.
Absolutely, anytime.
And as always, thanks Tim for joining me.
It's always fun, dude.
And we'll see you all again for sure on Friday for another morning roast. Who do I have? I can't remember who I have. Maybe it might be Mike Barron. I'm not sure. Anyway,
Ooh,
I've got somebody lined up. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.